Hey YouTube, Sam here. Well, as you can see in front of you, maybe, if you can tell what it is, this is the 014 Explorer coil pack, ignition coil pack. I'm having issues with this thing, throwing codes for this, and running kind of poopy, for lack of a better term. So I'm going to go ahead and take this thing out and test it. And I'm just going by what the book says to do. So follow along and hopefully we'll both learn how to test one of these to see if it is this problem. And as with all electrical kind of stuff, anytime you're working on a rig, most of the time anyway, you want to unhook the battery, so don't forget. The first thing I'm going to do is pop that off of there. As you can see, I already kind of started. Set that to the side just to kind of get it out of the way. I might even pull it off here, but it's got a little clip on the side of it here, so I need to grab that. I'm going to pull that off just to get it out of the way. And like I said, going by the book here, and the first thing I'm going to do is check the ohms, although the book shows checking something else, but right now I want to check the ohms. And this says 13.19 right there on the meter they show. And they also show it out of the car, so I'm not sure, I might need to pull this thing out. But right now it seems to be checking out. But I'm going to show you, that is the ohms, kind of an upside down horseshoe for lack of a better way of putting it. Some will say ohms, some will have that. So that's the one you need. I got the first two plug wires off of these two terminals. I believe by the looks of it, each two are paired together in firing order basically. And the first thing you're going to do is check the ohms. At least the first thing I'm doing is checking the ohms, which is basically sticking these down in here like that. Okay, and as you can see, this says 13.83 between the two of those. Now I'm going to go through, and according to the book it shows like 13.1 or something like that, so we'll see. I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to do each two side by side, just like I have here, and I'm going to go to the next two and the next two. Unfortunately, it's checked out so far. They're up in the 13.5 range, or close to it. The picture shows 13.19, and then you read the book and it says like 6.5 to 11.5, so it's actually over what it's supposed to be according to the book, and pretty close to what it actually shows in the book for the picture. So books, sometimes they can let you down. Anyhow, the next thing I need to do, that one, the way I did that, that's secondary resistance is what they're calling that, checking it through there. Now I'm going to check primary resistance, and to do that it looks like I need to pop this thing off of here, and we'll go from there. And I'm going to take the book here. I can see on their deal here what the numbers are, and I'm going to mark, see if this will mark anyway. Looks like it will. So set them that way. So this is 1, 5. It appears back here there's the plug, and mine just popped off, and it appears like this piece here broke off that holds it on, kind of. So I'm hoping that this didn't just kind of come loose and cause me some issues. But I got this, or I'm going to go ahead and finish pulling it off. And well, I can get to all of them except for the one on the back there, and there's a hose hooked to the back of this right here. So I need to get a wrench and kind of twist on it. Oh, that beautiful sound of a screw hitting the ground after the horror of watching it fall down in the motor. 4 screws out of it, pulled these all out of the way, and it should, I believe, lift right up off of here. I don't know what that ting was. feels like, yep, there's some sort of like a, there's a little, this right here is just hooked to the wire here, the main wire, and it's actually just sits on top of this back screw in between the plate there. There's actually kind of a metal plate going all the way around, but I'm going to leave it. It doesn't look like it needs to be removed. I think that's about all we need. All that down there is kind of a holder for it. We'll bring this over the bench. Have it on here on the bench, and I can already kind of see one of the problems I'm having. Shiny, 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 corroded. So definitely there's a problem there, whether it's completely killing it or not. There's definitely a problem with that one. So right there, I'm going to replace this regardless, because I know that's part of the problem. And these aren't actually that expensive if you go online. I'm telling you, just go online. But we're going to go on with testing. So I'm going to do, putting it on ohms once again, a little horseshoe, upside down horseshoe, and let's see if I can. According to the book, it's 1, 5, 4, 3, and 2, 6. Yep. So I got it on ohms. And I'm going to, once again, see what we get. This one definitely is having more issues just trying to get there. If I get to the right spot, I can get it to work. .16. So my readings are definitely a little bit 1.5, 1.6. I believe a little lower than they were when it was in there. I don't know why, but these ones I can just put it down in there and test it. This one I can't. I can get down there, but I gotta get it just right, and it doesn't want to. So before my camera so rudely shut off on me because of battery, I was saying that I do believe that this number 5 is having an issue. So one way or another, I need to probably change this out. I may try and stick a chunk of sandpaper down in there and clean that up and throw it back in and see how it works. This is super simple to take in and out. So first thing, if you learn nothing else from this video, if you know you need to replace this and it's bad, buy one online and do it yourself. It's 4 T25 screws and pull it out and put it in. It's super easy. And if you don't have that tool, go buy it. You know, you could probably go to Harbor Freight and buy one for $5. I mean, you're going to pay a lot more, I'm sure, just because of what this seems like and sounds like. They're going to charge you out the one way and up the other, trying to make this seem like a big deal. And they're going to charge you for whatever Ford, you know, ridiculous prices are as well. Either way, that's up to you, but we're going to go on with the testing now. Going back to the ohms on here, and now we're going to test this plug here. And let's see, I need to figure out which one. It's a 4, so this is for the 4 liter. There is a V8 5 liter in the 4 liter. This is the V6 4 liter one, in case yours looks different. And I've been told, I believe even for the V6, there's 2 different kinds. They have different spark plug wires on them, so I'm hoping I got the right ones, and whoever did it last time didn't just really screw it up, is why I had so many problems. But either way, if you hadn't watched that video, you wouldn't understand. On this one, but the positive is the furthest one over here, and all the rest are negative, and there's 3 more. And this is 6 or 7.67. In the book, when we go to the front of this chapter, it should read within, for the V6, ignition coil primary resistance 0.3 to 0.10. So this is checking out, minus the fact that it's really difficult to get that right there to connect. So I think my next best bet will be to go in here with something and clean the corrosion out of this up, just using different files that I have. I'm going to get some bigger ones, see if I can find one that will fit right in there. But right now, I need to scrape some of the crap off the bottom right now, which this one seems to be working well for. I'm thinking I just made a mistake. Well, not really a mistake, but I forgot to do something I thought about doing. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. I'm not going to show that to you, but what it is there's that metal piece down there has the wire going to it. I'm assuming it's like a ground wire of some sort, and ground is just as important, if not more important, than your power. So I'm going to pull this back off, and I'm actually going to clean all that metal up and the metal strip underneath. Got dielectric grease in it, plugged it in, put some dielectric grease actually in the plug-in there too. So I think I'm ready to go ahead and put the spark plugs back on where they are supposed to go, I hope. Well, I gotta hook the battery back up, and I got everything, as far as I know, put back exactly the way it should be. We cleaned it up. We're gonna go take it for a test drive and see what happens. Took it for a test drive, and it's running a little better than it was the last time, but not enough to make a difference. I did check my spark plugs and make sure everything's firing in the right spot, and it all is correct. So so far I'm down to, it's one of two things still. The coil, which I went ahead and got offline, came from Best Deal Auto Parts. I went through the cheapest one on Amazon yet again. I think it was less than 20 bucks. I'm not exactly positive, to be honest, but somewhere around that area. It came packaged very nicely, I will say that, so I'm happy with that. It has, you know, they recycled for the most part, and then the actual part is in the bubble wrap, all wrapped up nicely. So they did a good job of shipping it. I think it took about a week to get, so not too long for something. New part, there's the old part. Looks good to me. The only thing I see different is that this one has the numbers on it, as to where this one doesn't have any numbers on it, but if you plug it in the right way, you should be alright. And you know, get a book, it'll tell you what firing order things are in. But anyhow, looks good to me. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on in. I'm not gonna bore you with taking this out and putting it back in. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this out of there, put it in here, put everything back together, and see what happens. Well, YouTube, I know you've heard of muffler bearings and blinker fluid. Well, how would you like right-handed spark plug wires? I got a deal for you. Yeah, I somehow ended up with the right-hand drive mail truck Ford Explorer spark plug wires, which for unknown reasons is completely different spark plug wires and coil actually than what this is. So if you end up with those, don't take them. You can watch my video back on the spark plug wires. I'm pretty sure it was good, bad, and ugly, because I had nothing but problems with it. And just, I've been kicking myself for several months now, long enough that I've had this shut down that I haven't been able to drive it, so the computer I couldn't pass emissions because there was no codes on the computer to pass emissions with. I got to actually go drive it around for a while. But anyways, if you're just did spark plugs and wires and you cannot figure out what in the world's going on, that might be your problem. You might have got the mail truck spark plug wires or a mail truck coil. There's a couple different or 3 different coils now for this thing too. So for the same make, year, and models and stuff like that, it's crazy. But anyhow, the ones I got now are the 9611's Omni spark plug wires. So that's what I got from O'Reilly's. Unfortunately, O'Reilly's gave me the mail truck ones, and if you watch that video, you'll see that I not only started out with only 5 spark plug wires, and as I was going, ended up having to go back and get different wires because the wires just weren't matching up. So anyways, it was a nightmare. Well, the ones for the mail truck, for some reason, have a shorter piece that goes into the coil, so the spark just was having to jump a lot further to try and get it in there. All in all, the rest of it's exactly the same, but that little piece on the end, the ones on this one are quite a bit longer. So that was my problem. It is now running fine. I need to drive it around for a while so I can get to pass emissions. So a little cautionary tale there is all it is. This thing has been just, I kept thinking I did something wrong when I did that spark plug wire change, because I did the plugs and wires, and the guy before me talked about, excuse the dog, the guy before me had talked about something wrong with the spark plug. They messed up something when they were doing spark plugs the last time they worked on this rig, which it did seem like I was having a little bit of problem getting them in, but all in all, I went back and they were all good and tight, and I don't know, but the spark plug wires was the problem. Kids went by about it, dog's not barking, so anyhow, I just wanted to throw that out there. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video and got something out of it, and we'll move on from here. I got some actual pretty, I guess you would say, big plans for this, but a lot of my big plans don't come to fruition. I got a lot more projects I need to get to before I can worry about this one, but I'm glad to have it to where I can put it back on the road, and I'm actually probably going to shut down the truck and do some work to it so that I can and use this to drive, because unfortunately when this shut down, we bought a different car, the Buick Rendezvous, and I gave my daughter the Ford Escape to drive, and she likes that one better. So, and I actually like this one better. So, it's a win-win in some ways. I had to do some work to get it going, but we figured it out. All right, I think that's enough for this one. This is Sam, Jack of all, master of none. You all have a good one.